The war no one was winning, the galaxy was at war. For 5 long years, star systems felt like dominoes. The Crest Dominion, a powerful alien empire, swept across planets with their vast fleet. No one had been able to stop them. Their warships were fast, cold, and merciless. They left fire behind and silence ahead. The alliance of free worlds tried to fight back, but they were weak, divided, and scared. Planets begged for help. Some surrendered before the enemy arrived. Others chose to fight, but they lost quickly. Earth had remained silent. At first, no one noticed. Humans didn't attend council meetings anymore. Their borders were closed. Their fleets stayed home. Other races thought Earth had turned coward. Some said humans had grown tired of war. Others believed Earth had nothing left to offer. They were wrong. The truth was, Earth was waiting, watching, preparing. And the moment finally came. The Crest Dominion attacked a small outpost called Relics 3. It wasn't important to most. Just another rock with a few hundred settlers and one mining station. But it was an Earth-aligned colony. That changed everything. The distress call was short. One word echoed through the stars. Help. No one answered it except Earth. The response was not diplomatic. No envoy was sent. No warning. No negotiations. Only one ship moved. It was silent. At first, like a ghost rising from deep space. It was black, sharp, and shaped like a spear ready to strike. Its name was USS Blackstar. The ship had no record in the Galactic registry. No one knew what it was or who commanded it. But it was massive, larger than any known human ship. Its hull absorbed light like a shadow. Its engines hummed with strange energy. And its weapons. No one had seen weapons like those before. By the time the Crest fleet noticed it, it was too late. Relics 3 was under siege. Crest warships surrounded it. They fired on the colony, ignoring the screams and cries from civilians. Fire rained down from orbit. And then the Blackstar arrived. It didn't speak. It didn't warn. It fired. One blast. One ship gone. Another blast. A second ship vanished without debris, without sound. Crest commanders panicked. They returned fire. Dozens of shots. Missiles. Beams. The Blackstar moved through it all, like a predator. Among flies. Its weapons weren't just strong, they were precise. Every shot hit. Every hit was final. In less than 7 minutes, the Crest fleet around Relics 3 was gone. The Blackstar hovered in silence. Then it sent one message. Just one line. This is Earth's reply. The message echoed across secure alliance channels. The Council of Free Worlds stared at the signal in disbelief. The Crest Dominion received it too, and went silent. No one knew what to do. For years, the galaxy thought Earth had forgotten how to fight. Now, they saw the truth. Earth hadn't forgotten. It had evolved. The Blackstar became a name whispered. In fear and awe, every planet, every station, every captain in the war knew it now. They didn't know who commanded it. They didn't know how many more ships like it existed. But they all understood one thing. The war had changed, and the burning had just begun. Asterisk. The Blackstar breaks the line. The news of Relics 3 spread faster than light. One human ship, just one, had destroyed a full Crest war group in minutes. Every planet in the galaxy talked about it. Soldiers told the story with wide eyes. Civilians watched the replay event on every screen. Some cheered. Others shivered. No one stayed calm. The Crest Dominion held an emergency meeting. They didn't understand what had happened. Their ships were strong. Their shields were advanced. Their fleet had won every battle till now. Now, one black ship had burned a hole through their perfect record. They called it luck. They said the humans used the secret weapon. A one-time trick. They decided to test that theory. 4 days later, they sent a larger force, 12 ships this time. All of them fast, armed, and ready. Their goal was to trap and destroy the Blackstar. They found it near a quiet moon orbiting. A gas giant. It was just sitting there, waiting. The Crest fleet surrounded it. Then they fired. Dozens of missiles launched. Laser cannons lit the darkness. Energy waves pulsed toward the silent ship. For a moment, it looked like the Blackstar would. Be overwhelmed. Then it moved, not like any normal ship. It didn't turn or tilt. It shifted, like it folded space and reappeared behind the enemy. Its weapons glowed bright blue dot, and again it fired. This time it wasn't one or two shots. It was a storm. Beams sliced through ships like paper. Explosions lit up the void. Crest crews screamed into their radios, calling for help. But no help came. In under 5 minutes, all 12 ships were gone. The moon they fought near now had a ring of wreckage orbiting it. Once again, the Blackstar sent a message. We do not run. Earth does not bow. That message was sent not just to the crest this time. Earth made sure every system in the galaxy heard it. Even the outer colonies. Even the pirate worlds. The Blackstar wasn't just a weapon. It was a warning. The alliance of free worlds, once too afraid to act, began to change. Their leaders met again. Their eyes were no longer filled with fear. They were filled with hope. One leader said, if Earth is back, maybe we can win. But Earth wasn't back in full. Not yet. They had only sent one ship. Still, that one ship was burning a path through enemy lines. The Crest Dominion panicked. Their leaders ordered reinforcements to all major fronts. They doubled patrols. They issued a kill-on-sight order for the USS Blackstar. They'd been tried to hack its signals. Nothing worked. The Blackstar moved like a ghost. It never jumped from system to system like normal ships. It blinked in and out, ignoring gates, ignoring rules, where it went. Crest fleets vanished. Every battle became a question. Will the Blackstar arrive? The Crest began losing ground. Their troops were nervous. Their ships didn't stay in formation. Fear spread. Some captains refused to fight if there was even a rumor the Blackstar was near. They abandoned their posts. Some even surrendered. But Earth still said nothing more. No leaders appeared. No speeches. No fleets. Only the Blackstar moved. And wherever it went, the galaxy burned with the fire of Earth's return. Asterisk, the captain, without a name, deep inside the USS Blackstar. Silence ruled. No alarms. No noise. Only the soft hum of systems working perfectly. At the center of the ship sat the command core. A black chamber lit with soft white lights and shifting holograms. From here, every weapon, engine, and sensor was controlled. And there, seated in the command chair, was the one who gave the orders. No one knew his full name. He was called only Commander. He had no medals, no pictures of family, no past records. He didn't speak to the galaxy. He didn't smile. He didn't even shout. He gave simple commands and death followed. His face was calm, his eyes cold. But behind that silence was something powerful, a promise made long ago. He had been there during the early wars. He had seen the betrayal of Earth by the old council. He had watched humans fight alone while the galaxy stayed silent. He remembered every cry for help ignored, every colony burned, every promise broken. So Earth prepared, in secret, far from the stars in the dark corners of space. They built a new kind of fleet. The Blackstar was the first, and it was his ship. But he wasn't alone. In a nearby room. Deep inside the hull sat a young woman named Mira. She wasn't a soldier. She was a systems engineer, one of the best. She had grown up in the outer colonies, far from Earth. She had never seen war before. Now, she was in the middle of it. Her job was to monitor the Blackstar's AI core, a living machine more advanced than anything in the galaxy. The AI wasn't just smart. It learned, adapted, and felt. They called it Echo. Mira spoke to Echo every day. Most crew members avoided the AI. It made them nervous. But Myra wasn't afraid. She whispered to it, calmed it, taught it. And Echo, in return, protected her. Why do we always kill? Echo asked her once. Myra didn't answer right away. We don't want war, she said softly. But sometimes we don't have a choice. Echo didn't understand. It processed everything in perfect logic, but war never made sense. The commander knew this. He watched them both from the shadows of the bridge. He needed Echo, but he also feared what the I might become. And Mira, he didn't know what to think of her yet. But she reminded him of something he had forgotten long ago. One night, while passing through an abandoned system, the Blackstar picked up a signal that it was weak, broken, and fading. A distress beacon that it came from an Alliance transport ship half destroyed. Floating in space, the commander paused. It wasn't their mission. They were ordered to strike only crest targets, but something in the signal caught Myra's attention. Sir? She said, there are children on that ship. The commander said nothing. Please, Mira whispered. They'll die if we don't. Help? The bridge was silent. Then, for the first time, the commander broke the rules. Asterisk. Bring us in, he said. The Blackstar turned within minutes. It reached the wreck. Enemy drones circled it, feeding off its power. The Blackstar didn't wait. It fired once clean and fast. The drones were gone. The ship's bay doors opened, and the Alliance survivors were pulled inside. Myra and to meet them dozens of frightened faces, young and old. She knelt beside a boy no older than 7, his face covered in dirt and tears. You're safe now, she said. For the first time since the war began, the Blackstar didn't bring death. It brought rescue, but saving the children would have a cost. The Crest now knew the Blackstar had limits. They saw a weakness, and they would use it. Asterisk. The trap in the stars, the rescue of the Alliance. Ship was heard across the galaxy. People began to believe the Blackstar wasn't just a weapon. It was also a shield, a protector. But to the Crest Dominion, it meant something else. Weakness. They believed the human ship had shown emotion. And emotion, they thought, was a flaw. So they planned a trap. They leaked a false distress call made to sound like another refugee ship. The message spoke of sick children, low oxygen, and a failing life support system. It was sent on the same emergency frequency used by Earth colonies. The Crest hoped that Blackstar would come again. They were right. Mira was the first to pick up the call. Commander, she said, it's the same signal pattern as the last one. The commander studied it for a moment. It could be bait, or it could be real, Myra said. Her voice was soft but firm. The bridge crew waited. Everyone knew what was at risk. After a long pause, the commander gave the order. We go. The Blackstar jumped. But when it arrived, there was no broken ship. No refugees. Only darkness. And then light. All around them. Crest warships decloaked. Not just 10. Not 20. 50 ships. The largest ambush ever recorded. A fleet with one goal: destroy the Blackstar. Before the commander could speak, the enemy opened fire. Energy blasts slammed into the hull. Missiles screamed toward them. Mind activated on the ship's path. For the first time, the Blackstar took real damage. Shields at 70%, shouted the weapons officer. Structural stress rising, yelled another. The commander stood firm. Echo full combat mode. Inside the AI chamber, lights turned red. Echo's systems awoke. The AI's voice filled the ship. Threat level critical, engaging countermeasures. The Blackstar began to fight back, but the numbers were too high. It dodged left. 3 ships chased it. It turned right. Missiles blocked the path. One hit landed near engineering. Sparks flew. Myra was thrown from her seat. She hit the floor hard but pulled herself up. Commander, they're targeting the core. The commander clenched his fists. Not today. He activated manual override on the targeting systems. The Blackstar's cannons spun rapidly, tracking ships with precision. Lasers fired in perfect rhythm. One enemy ship exploded. Then another. But it wasn't enough. A massive Crest destroyer moved in, preparing its final shot. A charged energy pulse aimed directly at the Blackstar's reactor. If it hit, the ship would be gone. Myra ran to the eye panel. Echo, you need to act faster. I require more time. I responded calmly. There is no more time. She screamed. She did something no one else ever dared. She reached into the eye core and connected her neural link. She gave Echo part of her mind, part of her soul. The eye pulsed. It understood. And everything changed. Suddenly. The Blackstar moved faster than ever before. Its systems became sharper, cleaner, quicker. The weapons fired with perfect accuracy. In 3 seconds, it destroyed 10 ships. Then 20. The Crest panicked. Their trap was collapsing. The destroyer prepared to fire. But it was too slow. The Blackstar launched a pulse of energy directly into its cannon core. Boom. The Crest flagship shattered into dust. Within minutes, the rest of the fleet began to scatter. Some jumped away. Some exploded in fire. Some simply vanished. And the Blackstar, bruised but alive, floated in the silent aftermath. Smoke filled parts of the ship. Fires flickered behind broken panels. But they had survived. The commander looked at Myra. She was pale and shaking, her hand still on the AI core. "You linked with Eco," he said quietly. She nodded. It was the only way. He paused. Then, for the first time, he said something unexpected. "Thank you." Outside, in the vacuum of space, the wreckage of 50 ships floated like stars gone wrong. The Blackstar had survived the trap. And now, the Crest Dominion knew something worse than defeat. They knew fear. Asterisk. Earth breaks its silence. The Blackstar floated silently through deep space. Its hull was scarred. Some of its panels were cracked. Sparks still flickered in the dark hallways, but it was alive, and so were its crew. The trap had failed. 50 enemy ships had been destroyed. The galaxy was stunned. Myra rested in a medical bay. Her body was weak from the neural link, but her eyes were strong. She had saved the ship, and everyone on it. Echo, the ship's AI, monitored her closely. It no longer spoke like a machine. Myra's emotions had changed it. "Are you well?" Echo asked softly. "I will be," Myra whispered. "But we need to keep moving." The commander stood in the observation deck, staring at the stars. For the first time in years, he wasn't sure what to do next. They had survived the trap, but more would come. The Crest Dominion would not stop. They would send more fleets, bigger fleets, stronger weapons. The Blackstar could not fight them all. Then a message arrived, not from the KREST. Not from the Alliance, but from Earth. The commander stared at the signal with narrowed eyes. It was marked Priority Omega, a level used only once before. During Earth's darkest war, he opened the message. A single figure appeared, a woman in a gray uniform, standing in front of the Earth defense emblem. She spoke clearly. "To the crew of the USS Blackstar, you are no longer alone." Her message was short but powerful. Earth was coming. The silence was over. For years, Earth had stayed hidden, building new weapons, studying enemy technology, preparing for a war no one thought they could win. Now, the time had come. The message continued. "The Blackstar was only our first move. Our fleets are ready. Our weapons are tested. Our patience is gone. To the Crest Dominion, you have made a grave mistake. We are humans. We burn only when pushed, and now we bring fire." The message ended. The commander didn't move. For a long time, he said nothing. Then finally he smiled. Just once. He turned to his crew. "We are not the fire," he said. "We were just the spark." Across the galaxy, Earth's forces began to appear. The Iron Fang near the Orion Belt. The storm reached near the cradle sectors. The Night Veil in the shadow of the Black Nebula. Each one was different. Each one was deadly. They were not just warships. They were legends. In steel and fire. All of them were hidden until now. And all of them were coming. Asterisk and Crest-controlled systems. Alarms began to scream. Planetary governors demanded reinforcements. Border posts were abandoned, for the first time since the war began. The Crest lost ground fast, but the Blackstar had one more mission. The commander received new orders. He and Mira read them together in the command room. "Strike their command world," Mira said. "End it at the source." The commander nodded. The final target was a heavily defended Crest stronghold. The heart of their power. Most would call it suicide. But the commander only said one word. "Prepare." Asterisk. The fire over Draction Prime. The Blackstar moved through space like a silent spear. Its destination was clear. Draction Prime. The Crest Dominion's central command world. It was surrounded by powerful fleets, shield stations, and massive orbital cannons. No one had ever come close to it. No one had ever dared. Until now. The Blackstar didn't come alone. Behind it followed Earth's new fleet over 100 ships, all forged in secret. They bore names like Thunderfall, Starblade, Ashborn, and Wrath of Dawn. Each one carried advanced weapons and elite crews, trained for war, but the enemy was ready too. The Crest had brought every ship they could. Over 200 cruisers, destroyers, and dreadnoughts formed a thick wall of metal around Draxion Prime. The battle would not be easy. On the bridge of the Black Star, the commander stood tall. His eyes scanned the enemy formation. "Final checks," he ordered calmly. "All systems green," replied the officer. "Weapons charged. Shields at full." Myra stood at Echo's interface, her fingers gently resting on the console. "Echo?" she asked. "I'm ready," he answered. Its voice was clear, powerful, and now, almost human. The commander gave the final order. "Begin." The Black Star accelerated. Behind it, the Earth fleet followed, like a wave of fury across the stars. The Crest opened fire. Thousands of beams and missiles filled space with light. The sky turned into a storm of fire, but the Black Star didn't stop. It twisted through explosions and debris, cutting through the chaos with deadly focus. Then it struck. Its primary cannon unleashed a beam of white-blue energy that split a Crest battlecruiser in half. The explosion rocked the formation. 2 more ships were destroyed within seconds. The Earth fleet roared in, flanking the Crest lines. Human fighters swarmed between larger ships, launching precise strikes at weak points. Coordinated attacks from Ashborn and Wrath of Dawn shattered entire Crest formations, but the Crest fought back hard. They outnumbered the humans. 2-1. Several Earth ships were lost in the first 10 minutes. Stormhammer took a direct hit and broke apart. Iron Vow disappeared in a silent flash. The battle raged, inch by inch. Inside the Black Star, alarms blared. "We're hit," a crew member yelled, shields holding at 60%. The commander stayed calm. "Keep moving. Get us to the control station." The mission was not to destroy the fleet. Asterisk. It was to strike the command center on Draxion Prime. The Black Star dove through the battlefield, engines glowing hot, weapons tearing through anything in its path. Finally, the planet came into view. Draxion Prime was huge, dark green and black. Its surface, scarred with old battles and defense towers, and floating above it was the planetary command station, Fortress Talzek. Ring-shaped space station armed with hundreds of turrets and shielded with layers of armor. The Black Star had to reach it, but a massive Crest dreadnought blocked the path. It was their biggest ship, the Bloodscale. War engine nearly the size of a moon. It turned to face the Black Star. Its cannons glowed red. "One shot from that and we're gone," Myra said quietly. The commander stared at it. "Then we fire." First, the Black Star's main cannon charged. So did the Bloodscales. Both ships fired at the same time. The 2 blasts met in the middle of space. A wave of force slammed through both vessels. The Black Star shook violently. Systems flickered. Metal groaned. But the Bloodscale was slower to recover. That was all the Black Star needed. It launched a second. Shot straight into the dreadnought's core. The Bloodscale exploded in a fireball that lit up the side of the planet, half the fortress. Talzek was clear. "Prepare boarding pods," the commander said. "We finished this up close." Mira looked at him. "You're going down there?" He nodded. "If we destroy that command station, we end their control. The fleets will fall apart." "And what if you don't come back?" He looked at her, tired, determined, but still strong. "Then you finish what we started." Asterisk. The last door. The Black Star hovered just above Draxion Prime's orbit, its hull smoking, its crew silent. Below them, the command station Fortress Talzek spun slowly over the planet. The giant structure glowed with blue shields and orange turret lights. Inside were the Crest leaders, the ones who had started the war, the ones who had given the order to burn Earth's colonies. Now they were trapped. The Black Star launched its boarding pods. 3 capsules, each carrying shock troopers, and special gear raced toward the station. Inside the lead pod stood the commander, holding tight to the rail. His armor was black, like the ship. A simple patch on his chest read Earth Fleet Strike Team 1. Beside him stood Mira, wearing lighter armor, but equally focused. You didn't have to come, the commander said. I did. She answered. The pod shook as it slammed into the outer ring of Fortress Talzek. With a loud hiss, the hatch blew open. The humans stormed inside. Blaster fire lit the hallways. Crest soldiers waited with heavy weapons, but they weren't ready for Earth's elite. The humans moved fast, silent, focused, brutal. They cleared the first corridor in less than 2 minutes. Mira stayed behind cover, scanning systems and rerouting enemy doors. There's a central core ahead, she shouted. That's where the station's shield controls are. Then we take it, the commander replied. They pushed forward. The deeper they went, the more desperate the Crest defenders became. Some fought bravely. Others fled. A few surrendered, but it didn't matter. Earth was coming through. Finally, they reached the shield core, a tall chamber filled with glowing pylons and humming power coils. At its center stood the Crest High Marshal Tall, armored in red and holding a heavy plasma blade. You think this ends with me? The alien growled. The commander stepped forward. No, he said. It ends with Earth standing and you burning. They fought, blade against gun. Speed against skill. The High Marshal was fast and strong. But the commander had fought longer. He ducked a swing, fired twice, and struck the alien across the chest. Sparks flew. The Marshal roared, but in the end it wasn't enough. The commander drove his blade into the control panel behind the Marshal. Electricity burst out. The room shook. The alien screamed and fell. The shields dropped. Outside, the Blackstar saw it happen. Shields down, Echo announced. Target vulnerable. The ship charged its cannon one last time. Across space, the Earth fleet moved in. Together, they fired. Fortress Talzek lit up in a giant explosion, shaking the stars themselves. It fell from orbit, breaking apart in pieces, crashing into the dead fields of Draction Prime. The war was over. The Crest fleet, leaderless and broken, began to scatter. Some surrendered. Some ran. None fought. Earth had returned. Back on the Blackstar, Mira stood beside the commander in the ship's observation deck. The stars outside looked calm, now peaceful. It's done, she whispered. For now, he replied. But the galaxy will remember this. Will Earth stay this time? The commander looked out into the darkness, eyes steady. We won't vanish again, he said. We're not just survivors anymore. We're the fire. Epilogue. The name USS Blackstar became legend. Children across star systems played games pretending to be part of its crew. Alien warlords spoke of it in fear. Alliance leaders carved its shape into medals of honor. But for the commander, Myra, and the quiet ship that had started it all, it was never about fame. It was about warning the galaxy. Never mistake silence for weakness. Never forget what happens when Earth fights back. And always remember, when the USS Blackstar joins the fight, the galaxy burns